Before we dive in, quick thing. If you like slipping into these little historical rabbit holes with me, tap like or subscribe. And seriously, drop a comment telling me where you're listening from. I always get a kick out of seeing someone sipping tea in London while I'm sitting here recording this past midnight. All right, tonight we're not just talking about history. We're living it. So get yourself comfortable. Pull up that blanket. Sink into your pillow because you're about to wake up in a century where fortunes were so obscene they barely seemed real. Your eyes flicker open. For a moment, panic tightens your chest. The bed beneath you isn't the one you remember. It's too soft. No, not soft. Overstuffed. Clouds stacked on clouds. The sheets brushing against your skin aren't cotton, but something impossibly smooth, almost liquid, like sleeping in wealth itself. You sit up slowly, realizing you're not in your bedroom. In fact, you're not even in your century. The first thing you notice? The size. The room is cavernous. Ceilings so high they vanish into shadow. A chandelier drips with crystal overhead, throwing dim patterns across walls paneled in mahogany, so polished you could mistake it for glass. And then the air hits you, thick with coal smoke that's seeped in from the street below. Stale, heavy, the smell of a city running on fire. Welcome to New York, circa 1895. The blankets weigh you down. Not one, not two, but layers of silks and furs, each worth more than an average worker earns in a year. The bed itself could bankrupt a small family, and here it's just where you sleep. A knock at the door. Firm, deliberate. You freeze. Enter, you call, though your voice sounds strange, deeper, more confident. The door swings open, and in walks a man in a perfectly cut black coat. Hair slicked back, posture like a soldier. Behind him, younger servants trail in, each balancing a tray. "Good morning, sir," the older man says. "It's 7:15. I trust you slept well." It hits you. This is your valet, not just a servant, but your servant. The kind of man who knows your daily habits better than your own family. Already, he's signaling the others. Curtains are drawn back with a heavy scrape, flooding the room with pale light. Outside, Fifth Avenue bustles, carriages rattling, delivery boys shouting, horses steaming in the cold. Central Park lies across the street, but even its winter trees look gilded in this view. A tray appears in front of you. Porcelain cup, hand-painted, filled with coffee so strong it nearly jolts you awake in one sip. And then comes the schedule. You have breakfast with Mr. Morgan and Mr. Carnegie at 9, the valet says smoothly, in your private dining car. Your train departs at Grand Central at the top of the hour. Mrs. Vanderbilt has requested your presence this afternoon, and this evening, dinner with the governor. You almost choke on the coffee. A private dining car. You have an entire railroad car just for eating breakfast. Before you can protest, another set of doors opens, revealing a bathroom the size of your whole apartment back home. A tub already filled with steaming water, rose petals scattered across the surface, fixtures gleaming. Not brass, but gold. Actual gold. And, of course, the question, shall we prepare your bath, sir? This is how the 1% of the 1% lived. The morning routine of America's richest wasn't just about bathing. It was about performance. Layers of servants dressing and undressing you like a doll. Every detail attended to. Privacy wasn't even a concept. You hesitate, awkward. I'll manage. Your valet blinks, that tiny flicker of shock, as though you just suggested eating with your hands. Still, he bows. As you wish, sir. Alone, you slip into the water. Heat sinks into your bones, luxury and guilt blending in the steam. Beside you, rows of soaps rest in silver dishes, French lavender, Italian olive oil, English rose. Imported indulgence for someone who doesn't touch coal or steel with their own hands. But you glance down at your nails. There it is, a smudge of coal dust. Evidence of what built this fortune. Steel, oil, railroads, banking. Pick your poison. Whichever it is, you're no small player. You're one of them. The titans, the robber barons. You scrub your hands harder than necessary, as if the truth might wash away. By the time you're dressed, layer after layer, from union suit to waistcoat to a navy pinstripe polished with pearl buttons, you catch sight of yourself in the mirror, perfectly groomed, draped in wealth, pocket watch gleaming. It doesn't look like you, but apparently it is. Breakfast waits downstairs. A table set with enough food to feed 3 families. Eggs, steak, sausages, bread so fresh it still steams, fruit that's been shipped in from another continent just for your convenience. The butler offers you the morning paper on a silver tray. You scan the headline. Workers riot at steel mill. Pinkertons called in. And with a jolt, you wonder, was it your mill? Your name they shouted as they fought for their lives. Because here's the truth of being a Gilded Age billionaire. Your comfort comes at the expense of thousands, maybe tens of thousands. People who live in tenements while you float past in carriages lined with velvet. People who die in factories so you can sip coffee in a porcelain cup. And yet, the carriage is waiting. 4 bay horses, polished black coach, your monogram glinting in the morning light. Servants snap to attention, ready to open the door. You step inside. Moroccan leather seats swallow you whole. A crystal decanter of brandy glimmers in the corner, because apparently drinking at 8 a.m. is a perk of the job. Outside, New York surges. Immigrants in rags peddle newspapers. Society ladies in gowns tiptoe around manure puddles. Construction cranes slice into the sky. It's a city of contradictions. Filth and fortune. Opulence and hunger. Colliding on every block. A beggar limps toward your carriage. Sleeve pinned where an arm used to be. Spare something, sir? Before you can answer, your footman leaps down, shoving him aside. Back away, Mr. Vander doesn't trouble himself with your kind. But something in you breaks character. Wait. You fish into your pocket. A gold eagle. $10. More than the man might see in weeks. The footman hesitates, stunned, but passes it over. God bless you, sir. The man croaks, clutching it like a lifeline. And, for one fleeting second, the illusion shatters. This isn't just luxury. It's power. Power over whether someone eats or starves. Power to build empires, or grind lives into dust. By the time your carriage reaches Grand Central, you already feel the weight of it pressing down. Because this is the Gilded Age. You're not just rich, you're untouchable. You are the system itself. And today, you're about to sit down with men whose names will echo through history. Carnegie, Morgan, Vanderbilt. The titans who ruled America with golden chains. And now, you're one of them. So, tell me, in a world where every comfort you enjoy comes at someone else's cost, what would you do? And that's where we'll leave you, sitting in the plush leather seat of your private carriage, headed toward a meeting with the most powerful men of the age. Outside, the city churns with hunger, smoke, and ambition. Inside, you're wrapped in gold, drowning in choices that affect lives you'll never see here. Because waking up as a Gilded Age billionaire isn't just about silk sheets and golden bathtubs. It's about realizing that your comfort is built on someone else's suffering. It's about staring down a world where every luxury has a price tag, and the cost is almost never paid by you. So, if you really did open your eyes tomorrow in 1895 with the wealth of a robber baron, what would you do? Would you play the part, crushing unions and building monopolies? Or would you try, against all odds, to change the game from inside? History remembers the Vanderbilts, Carnegies, and Morgans. But maybe, just maybe, it would also remember you. Thanks for spending this little time slip with me tonight. If you liked this journey, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What would you do if you woke up as a Gilded Age billionaire? Until next time, sleep well, dream strange, and remember, all that glitters isn't always gold.